Seinu stands at the base of two towering trees, conversing with Dailo, whose body is lackadaisically wrapped around one of the trunks. They appear to be arguing, something about a pixie slipping through the gate that Dailo's supposed to be watching. It's just a pixie, Dailo says. You know, if any real threats come, I'd handle them. Seinu prepares a retort, but suddenly stops. A concerned look passes over both of their faces before Seinu hurriedly begins his teleport magic on the nearest tree. Be careful, Dailo cautions Seinu. I haven't felt a magical disturbance that big in centuries. Somewhere deep within the Kwoi rainforest, our party has just made it out of the strange, lab-like complex they'd been investigating. After they discovered Kubo and laid him to rest, a hidden wall revealed an additional chamber, one with android versions of Renister and Phosphorus, and an out-of-control spinning sphere that's about to blow. We cut to the party having just teleported to the stone gazebo as the sphere detonates. And again, you are like whisked and you're falling, but as soon as you're falling, your feet are right back on the gazebo. I would like everyone to make a fortitude saving throw.
14.
24.
24.
A natural 20.
So basically your feet hit the ground and all of you are launched as the ground beneath you just evaporates in a wave of force and you are all flung, some of you further than others. Renister, you take 48 force damage.
I'm down.
The rest of you take 24.
So I'd be...
You are at dying 2 currently.
Cool. And wounded 1.
Mm-hmm. Now you're wounded 2.
Can I run over to Renister?
Yes, there is basically just a big, like 100-foot diameter crater in the ground. As this pillar of blue light just shines into the sky.
I'm going to pour elixir into his mouth.
Okay, yep.
Wow, that's almost maxed. That is...
Oh.
I mean, are we far away from each other? We're all in the same spot? Like, did
21.
we scatter?
The woodsman.
The woodsman's dead?
Yeah.
Oof.
He instantly dies because he takes more than his max health.
Are we close to each other, or did we all launch to like the same spot?
Not really in the same spot.
So I imagine explosions like...
Yeah, doesn't happen directly below you. It's a little bit back from the gazebo, and it launches you all forward. Renister about a good 30 feet more than anyone else, but you can still get to him, put the thing down. And by the time the woodsman hits the ground, he's in like 5 pieces. But yeah, the stone is like clattered on the ground.
So is it the damage entirely from the force or from also landing?
It was from
Just
the
the
force.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I paid attention to the wording because I was going to say, no, I don't take damage.
Yeah. And
he gave me health back.
Okay, yeah, you told him.
I have 21 health. I don't know what that entails. Something.
So, what?
You also get a +1 to diseases and poisons.
God damn you. So I guess Eamon would just sort of like struggle up, look around.
I mean, I think who is bloodied, if anyone?
I am.
Raiji.
All of you are bloodied.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we took a shitload of damage.
Yeah. I'm just taking stock because I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you go through fights and like one person is untouched.
Yeah, I took damage from trying to stop the machine.
Oh, yeah. Who is drained?
Not I.
Eamon, are you still drained?
I am still drained from the first time in. I'm drained 2.
Yeah.
I think I'm drained 1.
You're drained 1, yes.
I'm dying 2.
Wounded 2?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Shit.
Oh, no.
The potion didn't work.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I'll just stand up and just yell like, as I'm like covering my bloody wounds, just like, who am I going to yell for?
I would.
You're all
Renister!
You're all decently close to each other.
But we're
You're
like
like
would probably be like propped up against a tree.
We're in the
yeah,
rubble
sure.
of like a stone gazebo. So, and it's raining.
Yeah, that's true.
So in
yeah.
my head, I'm
Yeah,
also
for
just a little
sure.
disoriented from getting launched.
Yeah. When
the
you
air.
get flung through the air, you just start misremembering.
I just stand up and start yelling my friend's name, just trying to get like a bit of a roll call going.
Yeah, I'm
Renister!
like propped up against a tree looking like battered as hell.
I think I gave him an elixir, so I'm probably next to him.
So you're
Yeah.
next to him. I see those two. I look around. And I'm like,
Raiji, you still took the damage, but you're probably the only one laying on your feet.
Yeah, because I have cat fall, so I like
you're
almost.
just like rotating your shoulder, like
Yeah, I'm just like stretching my back out, like
Are you
cracking my
bloody?
back real quick. Yeah,
So you and I both are just like,
yeah. I'm like, oh, well, at least that wasn't the town.
I have like a branch lodged in my ribs, and I'm just like, yeah, not the town. Where's
and I want to try to look for the woodsman.
Oh yeah, you
out of
see
game. I
Over
know.
there.
I mean, you,
Did we take him in the teleporter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
was waiting there.
just hit a tree or explosion impact and got him.
Well, he took 48 damage from the explosion or something like that. So he is in like
Imagine how
8 pieces.
insane it
He
would
just
be
fell
just to
into a
be
bunch
like
of popsicle
launched in the
sticks.
air.
Yeah, he's in about 8 pieces.
And he was
But you
holding the
close
heart
him.
of
Yeah.
Clementine or whatever.
You can definitely find that and grab that.
Yeah. Do I have to roll or can I just like
No, it is
walk around? I'm sure it's like pretty
he
obviously
didn't get
glowing.
splayed
Or,
so far, so
Okay.
it's like it's super easy
I'd
to
probably
just find.
hobble after Damon, just realizing after his state he was in prior to this
Yeah.
fight as well.
my hands
Yeah.
are definitely
He
like
would-
shaking a bit as I'm like
He would
sifting
never
through
get
stone
more
and
than
stuff.
30 feet away from the group, but yeah, for sure.
I'm still
He
just
was-
the whole
know
time
me.
like
I mean, if you're going to look for then getting the thing.
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
I'm not
Struggle
telling
on
you.
that.
I mean, I'm just kidding.
I know.
He would never.
Yeah.
So the explosion did like a bunch of earth like under us. Like
Yeah, if you look back behind you, there was just a big hole in the ground,
cool.
like roughly a 200 by 200 foot, like diameter, just a massive pit. Now,
You going down there?
I was gonna climb a tree, just for funsies. No, I was gonna climb a tree just to get surroundings, just see if I see anything else.
okay,
We could
yeah.
build a tree house from the rubble.
Yeah, like no time constraint. You can easily just climb a tree. I'm gonna make you roll for that. You get to the top.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I might. Well, I guess I'm just following him, huh?
I was gonna offer while he's doing that and say, if anyone needs healing, come stand near me. I can help.
Yeah.
Just blood dripping down the tree.
What is? It's raining
Yeah, I'd
blood,
block it.
guys.
While he's
no.
doing that too, I'd probably focus.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Try to refocus. Who haven't? I know I treated wounds on Renisteer, right?
I think he's the only one.
Okay, so everybody else can still benefit from a treat wounds. Okay,
Including yourself.
okay.
You
Since
so
we
wish.
still have, yeah, I'm just gonna treat wounds on. I'm gonna treat wounds on everyone who needs it as of now. Not use any more spells
Okay, yeah.
right now. So,
So I'll use the Dilo's wreath.
Yes.
and I will use it. Is Renisteer still bloodied?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the reason I wanted to treat wounds on everyone else is so I can like actually give you good healing.
Yeah, I can also use my Morphic Thorns if you're wanting to use it.
Yeah, if you
Spell.
could use that, I would like to actually use the heal spell on you. I think it's the
times
first
a
time I've
day?
ever done that.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
Yep.
So the wreath lasts for 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I'd spend the first bit of my time kind of looking back the way we came, just to see if I can't see what's her bucket coming back, or if there's anything else amiss that way. And then once the dust kind of settles in the pit,
Down into
I would
the-
look down
sure.
into the pit and see.
Yeah, so everyone you treat wounds on, which I assume would be yourself. Well, everyone with Renisteer.
Myself, Renisteer, and Phosphorus. I would wait for. Sorry, myself, Raiji, and Phosphorus. I would wait for
Yeah.
Raiji to get back down. I'm not
Yeah.
going to try to follow him
For
up
sure.
there.
All of you,
When you get back down, I got you covered.
each of you would get 48 plus 10. 4d8. Not
Do I roll
48.
for each individual one, or do I just roll one?
If you're doing all of you, we could just have all of you roll individually if you like, or you can just roll once and everyone whatever you want to do.
He also treated my wounds already, so I'm not.
Yeah. So I'm going to use a spell on you.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
you rolling
what
or are
would
you
you like
rolling,
to do?
Taylor?
What?
Are we rolling or are you rolling?
Just go ahead and roll for yourself. I don't want to trust my first roll of the day on healing like
48
that.
plus
I don't
what?
want to trust my
10.
first roll of
48
the
plus
day.
10.
Yeah. For yourself, and then whatever heal level you give to him,
29.
you can roll for that. It's 'cause they look-
35 health for me.
35.
Do you just want to take the health that I rolled? Or?
For him or you? Who is that for? Amen.
For me,
Oh, my bad.
healing myself. Sorry, dude. my bad.
No, I thought that was. That's my bad.
Yeah, shut the
That
fuck
sucks.
up.
I'll just sit here then. Hey guys.
So I got 20 health back.
All right, so now I will have mist come out of my hands as I like nervously start to heal you because I've never
I would
done this before.
say because your visual is it's like mist, right?
Yeah, it's like mist
Healing.
that kind of like encapsulates the
I
wound
would
and
like
heals.
the visual of this is that it looks like the mist just sort of gravitates to this like armband, and the prongs of it sort of just like into my veins, and kind of like the. I don't know if you've ever seen The Witcher where he like drinks the like black blood
Oh, yeah,
poison
in the void-
potion
the
and sort of
veins.
just like crawls up my veins like
Yeah.
kind of clearly like very discomforting because it's kind of like forcing it to heal me.
Yep.
Forcing it to work on you.
Yeah.
Like goes up my neck a bit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So as I'm doing that, I'm like, are you okay?
it feels
Is this
great.
Okay. Let me roll.
I'm rolling
It's,
perception.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 48 plus 16.
Just once.
Huh?
For me, for 2d8. Sorry. 2d8 plus 16.
Am I rolling once or twice on perception?
What would you prefer?
I just distinguish two things.
Yeah,
You
we'll
heal
do
28
twice.
hit points.
28.
First one
28.
for not into the pit. Second one for into the pit.
40.
Are you still bloodied?
No.
Okay.
48.
First one was 13. Second one was 17. And I'm at half health. Does that make me bloodied? I'm an exact half.
Technically, yes. So
Damn.
I can still heal you if you want.
yeah.
I'll just die.
Yeah, I'll just jump. Drink.
I'm also gonna use my focus to corrupt.
Okay, yeah. So you go up, scale a tallest tree that's like in the immediate area. Assume you wouldn't go super far. It's a Kipu tree because they're the tallest trees. About 150 feet in the air. Looking out, the roughly not into the pit in the way you came. It's definitely harder to see than in the pit, obviously, because there's like a bunch of canopies below you, but you can also scan like as you move up. You do spot a bit of movement, maybe roughly 300 to 400 feet from the group. It is approaching very slowly, like in a way that it doesn't look like it's trying to be stealthy, but it's definitely moving cautiously. You don't know what it is. It's just movement every so often.
Okay, and that's not in the pit?
No, that is not in the pit.
Okay.
When you look into the pit, you see, it, as it is described, it's just a massive pit of where it looks like the earth that was there has just been eviscerated, including the trees in the area. Some of the canopy that like overhanged across of it is just like completely destroyed from magical energy. It just looks like a giant pit. You can see the bottom. It's not like endless. It looks like it goes about 300 feet down.
So I'd get down, and I would just say, "Hey, there's something approaching." It's probably about what 200. It's probably about 200 feet.
Which direction?
Generally, like the east of where you guys are.
Can I go to where the direction that he pointed? I'm gonna run up to a tree. I'm gonna begin spending a minute to plan a demolition charge.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
He was inspired by this whole thing.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go and scout ahead real quick.
I look at Renisteer and I'm gonna roll stealth.
Okay.
I'm attaching 4 bombs.
Okay.
I can move. I
I'll
can
be
move
here.
quicker, so I just want to kind of cut him off. But
Are you doing stealthily?
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna stay by Renisteer.
Well, if they go stealth, I'm just gonna go walk over by Phosphorus and just sort of like lean up against the tree.
You're just leaning up against a tree and you go to the other side of the tree.
Well, isn't everyone except Phosphorus roll stealth?
So are you just like looking
I'm
down
not
at
rolling
me?
stealth. I'm just sitting.
Oh,
next
you're
to
just
him.
moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So you just look down and you see me just like.
How about I don't
attach
do stealth?
bombs to this fucking
I mean,
tree?
obviously, if you roll horribly, you won't be doing stealth. But
I got a nat one.
you
So
still probably try to do stealth.
I rolled very bad. 10.
Okay. Yeah. So you move.
Twigs everywhere.
I've just got my own theme music playing.
Banana peels slipped me up.
Yeah, humming to yourself.
I still haven't had a chance to ask anybody what. Okay.
You are moving through woods. You get
Yes.
about 100 feet until you see a slightly lowered, like they're walking to make, not to be fully concealed, but just walking as quietly as possible. Seinu. Right arm still wrapped in the bark, staff in the other hand, as he did before, body covered in
Just
sigils.
Skyrim crouching.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Not quite that low, but yeah. And you are like kind of ducked up against a tree looking, and he clearly like hones in on your position and looks at you. And,
I'm like bleeding profusely.
Yeah. And there's like a moment across the face of like confusion for a sec, and he goes,
Oh, it's you.
"Hello?
Hey.
I did not expect to see you here. Are the others here with you?"
Yeah, they're just a little ways down the road.
Okay.
I saw
I take
somebody
it.
coming, so I I came to see what was up.
I take it the four of you had something to do with that massive magical disturbance just now?
Yeah, the explosion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
May I? He like motions towards
Your gaping wound.
you guys. Not you. Like, basically, may I continue is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, what?
I don't know.
I guess. I guess that's a reasonable suspicion. That's just kind of weird.
I mean, I don't know how dangerous it is.
Oh, I thought you were like, are you going to let me pass? It's like, I don't really care.
No.
You shall pass.
I pull my swords out. No,
begins
I'm like,
walking.
yeah, follow me.
Okay, he follows you.
Am I able to see them?
Yeah,
Coming
eventually you clearly see the.
How long does it take to set up those
I
charges?
yell, hey, Phosphorus, it's okay.
You hear that?
Raiji's
How long has it been?
You would probably be about halfway done. Right, he's quick, and he was not that far away.
I'm gonna continue to finish it.
Okay, but yeah, all of you who would look at Raiji openly walking back would also see Seinu walking with him.
I stand up and kind of lean on my staff as I walk.
Just start got staff too.
towards
So
I really brandish it. The one he made for me.
When I see that's actually saying you, I'll start taking the bombs off the tree.
okay, but yeah, he
I appreciate the effort.
walks up
I wanted to do it.
towards all of you and he says, "Greetings. It has been a while."
Hi.
Look who I found.
Come here often?
I was about to try to.
No, I do not.
Wait, is this part of your woods?
No, but that
Hard
was
to miss,
that
I'm
was a
assuming.
big enough disturbance that it didn't need it to. Pardon me, teleportation messes with my tongue. It didn't need to be.
I was about to ask. Actually, I looked towards Phosphorus and say, "How? What did you and Raiji see back there?" While we were,
Oh,
I saw it very, very briefly. But
Oh, yeah, somebody was
we should
talking
talk
to me.
about that.
If you
What?
if you
It's an asshole.
I'm going to go look at what happened.
crater.
I say,
Wonderful. When
I reach into my like poncho real quick. And
Yeah.
I pull out the heart.
I know what you mean, but I just had this image of you pulling, like a
I
beating
pull out
heart.
his
He
heart.
pulled out him beating
He
hard.
looks down, he's like, oh.
I found the outcast Yinhi and I killed her.
Yeah,
her heart,
you
my
pull
king.
out
You really
Akita's
stole
heart.
her heart.
He
And
looks
I-
at it and he goes,
This was found inside. Word.
really?
Yes. What was there was some kind of teleportation type entry into what would you call that place?
Laboratory.
A laboratory of sorts.
standard.
Various
Butcher shop.
experiments, torture.
Plants.
We see what might have been maybe causing some of the creatures that have been plaguing these forests. But anyway, we can talk about that more when you're done looking around. I just wanted to. This belongs to you, I believe, or at least somebody that you can get to.
Do you
Yes,
need any of us
man.
to accompany you while you inspect?
No, you look like you've done enough. You
I
kind of
like look in
Take
my
something
face
more?
like I would have gone, but I'm like kind of really
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
I can still keep sitting.
yeah. He says, if you I am 450 years old and my voice still cracks. If you wait here, I may be able to assist you with what you have gone through, but I will assess the scene first. And he continues forward to the.
We're gonna make a camp here.
Might be
Probably not right next
well,
to
yeah,
here.
not next to the crater, probably.
I mean, at least we can
Raiji,
see.
can I address your wounds further?
Yeah.
Cool. Like the mist kind of comes out of my hand. I make sure it goes around Phosphorus and hits you.
I'm actually doing pretty good. So
I know,
fuck you.
because I treated your wounds. So fuck you.
Hey, as long as it wasn't magic, it's all good.
I just pulled the splint off your arm. Yeah,
throw
I
a
will
bomb
roll
at
for that.
yours.
I will cast it at
I split your arm with barn.
second
Barn.
level.
He just pulls a barn out of his pocket and smacks
no.
him.
God damn it.
Listen, you can treat wounds with fire.
You got max
Yeah.
healing, which probably won't matter because I might go over that. You got 32.
Ooh.
32.
That is too shy of my max.
Damn
health.
it.
Before
You have so much
Seinu
always fall short.
interrupted, you guys were speaking about what only some of you saw in there. But
Yeah, what I briefly
Do we
ran
just
in.
want to wait for Sinu? Because we could probably just reiterate this conversation.
Okay,
I don't
hold
know.
on.
I'm still
This
pretty shaken up by the
this
whole thing.
guy. So there's this screen, right? So I
What's a screen?
click on it.
What do you mean?
Think of it as a mirror.
A mirror. Okay, there's
So
a
you
mirror
can see
in there.
yourself. You are talking to yourself in there.
No, not
Right,
a
that's how
mirror.
mirrors work.
Not a mirror. What are you talking about,
Okay,
Rat?
it
I
was
don't
it was a
understand.
magical device. There was a shard of glass, or well, do I know what type of metal that is?
I mean, it was
similar
it
to
Was, it was crystal.
crystal.
It looked
so
crystalline.
it was a flat crystalline mirror, I guess, or flat base. There was a smaller, flatter base. It's really
It
hard.
was black as well.
It's really hard to describe a computer without using the term computer.
Yeah, I like
black as
you
well.
called out like what is
The
a screen?
screen,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, Raiju wouldn't know what a screen is. I'm trying to think of anything that I could connect it to.
There is a smaller
There's lots
crystal.
of magical items that have words like that,
Yeah.
that appear on them, you know.
But Raiju wouldn't be
Do you
able
want
to
me to
connect
explain this, or
those.
you want to keep talking?
I was out of game talk, so yes, keep talking.
God.
Jesus.
Jesus, Rat, calm down, God.
I felt like Aaron.
I felt like I was getting like yelled at by my dad for not cleaning my room.
There's a smaller screen and the common alphabet. Was
Screen?
actually- There's a smaller crystal. God, this is so hard to do. There's a smaller crystal with the
Must be the
common
rat
alphabet
tongue.
on it. You could touch the icons with the letters to pop it up on the other crystal.
Okay.
It looked like a form
Well,
of
so-
communication.
So like a writing,
It
a writing
didn't pop
device
up
of
on
some
the
kind.
crystal in front of you. What you typed in presumably went to whatever this set was connected to a different set.
Well,
and then they type and it comes to.
couldn't we
yours.
see what he was
No,
typing?
you,
Okay.
you could not see what he was
I
typing.
think I've
Got
heard
it.
stories of books like this where you can write in one copy and the words appear somewhere
never
else
heard of that
or
before.
in a different one.
People today, why can't we just talk in person?
Anyway, so I say stop.
To what? To what?
to the thing.
Well, I
So-
put
someone was
in the
communicating
words.
with us.
I
What
put
did
in the word stop, and then it's,
What did it say before that?
Didn't say anything.
It didn't say
You
anything.
initiated.
Okay.
I said stop,
It
and
asked if
then
we wanted to play a game.
no, and then it said. What did it say?
When was it we last spoke?
When was it we last spoke?
And you, and those words came up on the
And I saw that on the screen.
in common.
Crystal.
Shit. The crystal in common.
I'm not going to correct you anymore. It's okay if you say
This is like the hypothetical of trying to explain a cell phone to a caveman. Like, it's the same idea.
It's so hard to do.
Anyway, it popped up on the crystal. It showed me those words in common.
Okay.
And so I thought it was talking to me. So I put in more words. I said, "Can you make this stop? And what can I do to make you do that?"
And did
And
it
then
respond again?
and then it said you weren't the person I was talking to earlier. What does that even mean?
Eamon backs up a few steps, like getting a little nervous that Raju's getting pretty like riled up about this.
It's dumb.
Well, maybe.
I was talking to it the whole time.
Probably-
Well, maybe it was referring to whoever is communicating with our android friend.
Somebody probably used that previously, like before we even got there. So I'm guessing
It might
whomever
be.
it was speaking to.
It might even be whoever made that hooded figure.
So let me get this straight. So far in our heads, we have a few perpetrators in mind of this thing, and primarily it's been the hooded android figure. But presumably, if that was the person or thing that was running this laboratory, it was speaking to somebody else.
I would posture that this would work in a similar way of how my order sends me out. He could have been just an agent for a.
Yeah.
I don't know.
higher up.
I'm not talking to any of those crystals again, though. I'll tell you that.
Did you see the
Whatever happened to just like
Sorry, not
messenger
phosphorus.
pigeons and
Renister-
talking in person?
Renister and Eamon, you can roll Arcana if you would like, because this is all new to you. You other two, when you experienced this,
Was that just Arcana you
thing.
said?
Yep. Fuck.
17?
Could I try, now that I have like time to like actually digest what it was, could I try rolling for it? Re-rolling for it? I don't know if I actually rolled for it.
I mean,
during that
the
time.
only thing that you would get from rolling at this point is information you already know, like how it functions.
Okay.
You just don't know what, like, it's called, so to speak, if that's what you're looking for. What?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
no, I got a 4.
based on what they said, you can kind of come to the same conclusion that phosphorus, in to some degree, Raiji has, is that it's like they're probably connected to other devices or a other device that is similar to this, and it's a way to speak back and forth over long distances. Many magical items do that in terms of like what exactly the material made of or what exactly it did, to what degree of distance it could go over. No clue on that, but
Just kind of like.
I think for all future reference, we should probably call this thing a computer. I think it's
Why?
a solid name.
What
for
is
it.
that?
What does it even
I
do?
don't, I don't know. I just think it's a good
math?
name.
What is compute?
Don't worry about it. Let's just call it a computer.
Why?
It's just a good name.
Let's call it a pim pam.
We don't want to use any brand names.
Messenger Crystal. It describes everything you need to know. Why make things complex?
Pim
Instant
pam.
Messenger.
Weeby wob.
That's actually not a bad one. You get the message instantly. Although I'm against the whole thing. I think that talking to a person in
Actually, it's
real
like a
life is
5-second
much
delay.
more preferable.
Anyway,
Okay, I would be like spacing off a bit into the woods, and I want to look towards Phosphorus and Eamon, just sort of like shuddering as I say it, just like, so do you think that was Kubo?
I think there's a possibility it could have been.
It's just,
Either way, I don't think you should tell his mother.
Well, I don't know that we should tell the specifics, but she needs to know.
I mean, whatever's in there killed a kid for, I mean,
Well, here's
why?
the connection.
They killed animals. It was like animals. Oh, are you talking about whoever killed the kid to make the puppet? Got it. Never mind.
You got there. What's your intelligence again?
Not as high as Phosphorus.
Well, here's the thing that gets me. You said that might looked familiar, whatever that.
It was a mite. I mean, there's two of them. You punched one. They all kind of came this direction.
I hate this.
That's just deductive reasoning.
I hate to bring some connecting lines here, but once again, we find that this hooded man has, whether it be through circumstance or purposefully, has been at very many of our major events that we've dealt with in these woods.
do you think,
And if he even is something as minuscule as us stopping some mite stealing some rice, that he took something from that, and he could have figured out we were looking for children. I don't know what his end goal is, but it seems like he keeps reoccurring. He had copies of us. It's clear that we are some sort of through line for him, and
But
I
why?
don't find it out of reason to say that he would almost. Whatever his end goal is, he's clearly here to mess with our heads in some capacity. If he just kidnapped a child for no other purpose than experimentation, one we happen to be looking for. As terrible as it is, it's also makes me wonder if the people we help out were now a liability to.
do you think, I'm just trying to think of the reasoning in my head. I mean, three young people were lost. Granted, one of them didn't have gifts, but two of them did. Shinta was extremely gifted magically, and she ran away, and she had no one that saw her where she last was. In theory, she was supposed to be the hardest to find. I think we just happened to find a path from the graveyard that led to her. But I mean, maybe we just got to her soon enough that she wasn't able to get captured. But if they're targeting, I mean,
It seems
it
like
almost seemed like it was meant for us to find it. Because like, what's the point of putting? You said, Phosphorus, those puppets work like they have a soul captured in them of some kind.
In a very loose sense.
Yeah, and it almost seemed like, what did this person, this laboratory, have to gain from putting the soul of a child into a doll and having it paint a bloody mess all over a room?
I mean, I don't think what the doll did was what its end goal is, to see what happened once you did it.
I don't. If this thing is, if it's on its own, it is an android who could potentially be trying to figure out life. If it created the tree man, it is creating its own form of life as twisted in.
There's a whole fucking assembly that's based on that same question that doesn't involve killing kids.
Yeah, but he's an android.
I don't know
I think
much about
him being
androids, so I don't know what I can.
What do I know about Android?
When you first realized he was an android, we all rolled some stuff, so you know what you know.
I'm not familiar with these creatures. They're out of my wheelhouse, but All I know is that they're not truly alive, and there are many things even in
Okay.
We actually don't
Maybe
know
there's
that.
misconceptions.
That's kinda what I wanted to
that's
say.
Renister's
Okay.
understanding
Word.
of it. That's Renister's understanding.
We actually don't know that
Why is that?
because we don't know enough about him. I mean, this whole thing about him trying to figure out life
Okay,
also might not be it.
then let me broaden it a bit more. This thing, if it has a life of its own, maybe he is trying to figure out how to get its own body. There's an infinite.
And all of them
Pool
are
of
made,
possibilities.
correct, Phosphorus? They're all made by something or someone.
I mean, that's my deduction.
Androids don't
I
just
mean,
happen.
Well, they also have an entire language, so they probably have a history too. Which I figured that question was probably answered somewhere in there.
I would say that this probably relates to whoever he was talking to on that thing, crystal speaker thing.
Where you're from in Wakuzana, is there a heavy emphasis on magical creations or things like that? I mean, I've traveled a bit, but it's nothing. I haven't heard of anything quite that extensive.
If this happened in my city while I was a guard, it would have been the talk of the town for months. I've never come into contact with something. If this were the very, very loose in understanding I have of this is to put it through the lens of a necromancer and a zombie. It could very well be that this is a creation of some intelligent being. And if it is the thing that was communicating to Raiji through this speaking crystal, he could just be an agent. If he is working on his own, he could just be something akin of a mad scientist prodding at anything it can get its hands on.
Do you think the versions of us that were maybe still down there are dead now? Or maybe they just were gone? I mean, we saw a version of you. I look at Renister and a version of you, and I look at Phosphorus. Were there three?
There's only three.
Three?
I think if he was a mad scientist, he would have tried to kill us or do something with us when he actually met us. But he let us go. He just took his blood and...
But that's what I'm saying. It almost seems like he's trying to play games with us to kidnap.
That's kind of what I was saying. Is it almost seemed like I'm no scientist, but it seemed like capturing the soul of a child, putting it in a puppet. Just because if that was the idea, it could have taken any kid at any time. But why there's orphanages, there's all kinds of places that are less obvious.
Kubo was so far away from the city.
That may make sense,
just outside the gates.
But there is so much coincidence, if that is the case, that he just happened to steal one of the children we were seeking, and then also happened to have 3 androids that fit our very depictions.
Were those androids or were those just...
Or whatever they were, constructs.
They were just constructs.
I mean, they seemed...
I don't know what they're... Renister doesn't know what they are.
I mean, you don't have a full idea of what android anatomy looks like. If it's fully...
For point of...
I did see the inside of his head. Did it look like the same level?
Same level.
Like of technology?
Yeah, I mean, they looked like... the inside of them looks similar to when you...
For point of reference, the only thing that Renister has come across with that's similar to this is an android, so he's just assuming they're androids, all of them.
I mean, they definitely, from your engineering and alchemical point of view, they moved distinctly with more sentience than the woodsmen. The woodsmen have this weird stoic, or not stoic, but
structured,
robotic almost.
Yeah, weirdly rigid movement. Even though they get the job done, to them they looked and moved. Obviously not like you guys, but just like a fluid living being. They also spoke normally.
Hey guys, I got a deer.
Reggie comes back dragging a deer.
Very nice.
Why was it even near this explosion?
I went to pee and I saw a deer.
He just caught up to it.
Yeah, and I chased it down.
I struggle to make sense of this, because if he is just toying with us, to what end? And if there is something higher above him directing him, also to what end?
We also don't know what was back in the direction of the city.
This is true. I mean, we will hopefully
we need to
gather
be quick,
more there.
whatever we're doing here.
Well, we can see if Senu can assist us with the travel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that's how we got here.
He begins to... You see him coming back.
Hey, Senu, could you teleport us?
Depends on where you're trying to go.
I'd like to hear what you found over there, if anything, first, if that's okay.
Well, the most pressing thing is a very large hole. So...
Yeah, I saw that.
Since when?
I'm sure you are all aware, but there was a large explosion, magical explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Was there? You didn't happen to see anything crawling about out
Did
of
he
it?
roll in that one?
No, I mean that's just all there was to find for him. At least.
He's
There
just like,
was nothing
I don't know. There's a fucking hole.
moving around in.
Not that I saw.
Is there anything remaining as far as any kind of magical essence or any kind of?
I mean, it was incredibly powerful.
But was it
But-
just like a snap and then gone?
Yes, something decimated.
Have you
That's
ever
strange.
seen anything like this before?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Can
well,
you shed any further light?
we
If you don't want to go through,
can we just
literally every
Yeah, we
relay
just
all the
go
details that
around,
we saw
you know.
combined?
Is there anything
Yeah.
you would keep from him? I guess is the most important question.
I don't really know that there's anything that's like would be like we can't let.
I
him know.
only
Yeah.
ask out of like I don't want to assume that you tell him
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
if you wouldn't.
I can't think unless anyone else can. I
Other than
can't
the
think of-
context of like he doesn't know the whole story of like Kubo and stuff.
Yeah, you wouldn't be
I
like,
guess
"This
we
is the
did
kid
talk
we
to him
were
about
looking
it.
for."
Well, actually, we did. We're like,
Yeah,
if you
you
see
did
a
mention to
fox,
look for, yeah.
so I guess we could.
I'd
mention that,
I mean,
but-
even say that boy that was missing from Kwoi. We think that
Yeah.
that was part of this sort
Okay.
of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And further, I would, after that, I suppose, after we relay it to him, just ask if anything odd has been happening on his end of things still, back where the elves live.
No, things have cleared up.
Do I still have that tablet?
I guess.
I'd
took it.
like to say I held on to it.
Yeah.
Does it still work?
Doesn't look like it.
It
Looks
explodes
inert.
again.
The ultimate
But
power
the,
for an alchemist.
The sigils that were on it are just completely no longer. There's no light to them or anything.
The sigil's still there though, right?
Yeah, they're still writing on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's something.
But yeah. At the very least, I think a very vile place has been wiped from these woods. So you have my thanks for that.
Well, that wasn't on purpose.
Yes, but still.
I guess
We were almost
pretty happy
wiped
it's gone,
away
too.
with it, so it was kind of just a result of our snooping.
So
there may be a creature from there that's still
where
on the loose. So if you come across anything, it will most likely look a lot like myself. Will behave very different. Like sort of like we described as I point my hand towards Renister and
Okay.
Phosphorus. In the same way we fought sort of
Maybe that's something.
versions
that-
of them.
why was there not one of you? If there is one of you, as you say, Amon.
We don't think that.
I'm
not
new.
sure.
Has he Oh yeah, I mean, he interacted with you once, I suppose. This hooded figure.
You're new.
Mm-hmm.
It like
Depending
what-
on how long,
in what context?
depending on how long this
He-
person has been working on this, may have been doing that before
prior
we
to you
crossed
coming
paths
to the elves.
with Raiji.
To
Yes.
us, yes.
Maybe that's something there, Amen. The fact
Um,
that they look like us. They were trying to infiltrate your city. Maybe this was another means of
What are
them
you
getting
talking
in.
Fair.
I was like,
That's a really good.
We
really good
come and
point.
go quite frequently. It
Well-
could have gone at the time where we were gone. Wait,
Does the
could that be the thing that is back? Could your robot be at Kwoi right now?
Well, if it is, Tajima probably would have sussed it out by now, because she was with us as we.
but it
left.
would be Amen.
Yeah, but she
I love
saw
when
us
our
go.
modern day vernacular just slips in.
Yeah, but we saw the other ones. They weren't quite you guys. Also,
That was hairless.
But he might have been watching Amen longer.
can you guys
He also
think
has
of
my
interacting with anybody that
He does have his blood.
could be involved in this
He has your
before
blood.
you met me?
Well,
What do you mean?
Hold on.
This-
Hold on. He has your blood.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm.
and
That could have
I
been
guess
the
I'll just
final
say
piece.
it in game. We interacted with, as you've heard us mention, the hooded figure
Mm-hmm.
beforehand, and one time he appeared to us in the middle of the night making camp. We fought him briefly, and he got away with a vial of my blood.
Mm.
We also
never
don't
good.
really know that he's involved here,
That's true.
but
It's just our best assumption as of now.
it is. But
Well, I did forget to mention there was just a massive closet full of hoods.
oh no,
And a picture of himself.
A self-portrait.
But it's just clearly obscured with the
Yeah.
hood. It's
Yeah.
just-
But it's a family
A name
photo.
tag
There's
on
like
his
two
desk.
taller creatures that with hoods on.
yeah. Anyways.
The
no.
hood's part of him.
But if you think about it, Sinu has a point. I wasn't there, right? We had copies of you guys, so
My guess, the first interaction when you probably wouldn't even know about it was when we went to the. No, you were there for that. Never mind.
because the
No,
first time
when
you
could this have
the first
started?
time you guys saw him was the first time I saw him.
My guess would be the first time we went to the grave of the Naiad, because he was there prior. He might have still been waiting there.
Yes, we did go to
it's
the grave
Pricus.
of a Naiad,
Yep.
and that's most likely where they got the heart from.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have concluded that was Akita.
It's just been long enough outside of game that
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's been very long in game as well.
Yeah.
It's
So
been a
when
pretty-
where we went with Pricus, the Naiad that was there, that is whose heart you have right now,
Yes.
Senu.
The baby we fought, the little creature thing that
the
we
very first combat of the
Yes.
whole campaign. Yep.
that
It's him.
yes, he was a baby.
My, you've grown.
That was a smaller version of the
It
thing.
looked like it looked like a mandragora that had to put it in like plant talk had been plucked early.
and are those like common in this area?
Oh no, definitely not.
The issue is, Raiji, is that we had inclinations that this hooded figure was around prior to that. Those creatures we fought on the Bouncy Lake?
Boonpa.
Yes. I just call it
Say
that.
no, say
The Bouncy
Boonpa.
Lake? Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Those were more developed creatures of something we had fought long before we had met you.
But
so.
why you guys?
That's what
what we're trying to
missing
figure
puzzle
out.
To be
pieces.
fair, we are very unique.
You can continue to speak. I was beginning a fire and putting tea on.
I think we need to be, if you can, please, as Eamon just kind of does like a slight bow. We have word of some possible trouble that may be happening back at Kwoi.
Whatever the trouble is, you are now in no shape to face it. So allow a night of rest and tea.
Can you teleport us tomorrow?
It depends on where you wish me
I-
to teleport you.
We wish to go close to Kwoi, as close as we can.
I
Honestly,
can get you about an hour away.
Okay.
I would say that the through line here is possibly you, Eamon. Because in the grand scheme of things,
You're the hooded figure.
get him!
My poncho has a hood. I pull it up.
Oh no!
How did I not ask you to put your hood up before?
Don't you know?
Clearly was
It's just Eamon. Don't you know androids can see through rain? I animate run away.
In the grand,
Oh no!
in the grand scheme of things, phosphorus isn't really well known outside of the few towns that he's impacted. I am a very
One town.
Impacted?
I am
Allegedly.
I'm a very low part of the order. So if they were trying to impact the order, Iker, it would be very unlikely they would try to go through me. But you, as far as I've gathered, I'm not very knowledgeable about magic outside of my own, but you are a rarity.
I was an unknown slave before I met you.
But it seems as though that those with a magic inclination would be able to even parse out that you are something special.
I'm
don't
not saying
think
you're
it's-
wrong.
I don't think it's improbable that I doubt that this android may have been following you. Or if he does work for somebody else, maybe they're looking for people like you. Maybe this is one of many, because this laboratory was hidden away. Maybe this is one lookout spot for someone like you.
Maybe it's the Magin.
That would be another reason why they would take Kubo.
They go after those with the gifts of
Why
magic.
don't all of you roll history?
I only know about
Okay.
the Magin, what I've heard and what Kubo's
yeah.
mom mentioned.
I want you to know my dice lingered on a 19 for a while before it rolled
Do I
over to
have
a 1.
history?
History's not a thing.
Yeah.
Society.
Yeah, I was going
Damn
to
it.
say, what?
I'm going to do this a lot when we go from, because we play right back to back.
Do I get a +4? Can I text you the reason why?
Yes. You can text me the reason why.
No, don't text me. I don't want your number
You
on
can
my
have
phone.
it. I don't need to know the
Don't
reason.
call.
What'd you guys get outside of phosphorus?
6.
21.
-1.
Raji never went to school.
Absolutely not.
The only history you have is that storybook.
Probably the most learning you ever did is picking up Orcish.
Yep.
because of your friend.
Yeah.
Probably the
You know
most
some
Yeah.
orcish history?
Orcish
ever learned
and
ever.
I mean everything else I learned was literally just by
Doing it.
doing things.
Do you know
Yeah.
any orcish fables?
I know how to I know how to speak it, but I know how to mine
I
because
also-
I literally mined. I know to hunt because I hunt, and I know to swing swords because that's what I do, and that's all I know.
You sure know how to slap the shit out of Renisteer.
That's true.
It's actually a legit reason.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay.
Can you beat me though?
24.
Yeah, Phosphorus. Everything you know about the Magin, you would be astonished if they wasted a Kitsune by turning it into a soul puppet. Because the whole thing is that they want people that could become spellcasters. That basically cuts that potential, just nips that bud for seemingly no reason. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but it would seem very unlikely that a direct member of the Magin would do something like that.
I would assume it's not the Magin because they would have kept Kubo alive.
No, I think it's the Magin.
Okay.
What's your reasoning, Raiji?
I don't know.
Okay.
What are the Magin?
I was waiting for it.
That's why I just said okay.
They go after to collect magic users, essentially trying to hoard the power, I believe, or at least trying to control it because it's fairly rare and
Now,
can be powerful.
I don't doubt that they might have something like this lab set up, but
Or perhaps this thing was communicating with a member of the Magin, maybe
this
not
also-
taking direct orders.
This might be more of a contracted out thing, if it is related at all, but they also might
Amen.
rather have had.
Well, so
But
far,
dude,
all
for
I
the-
know about me, yes, I'm what may be called an oracle, but I don't have nothing I do can't be replicated by another magic user as far as shooting lightning, as far as controlling winds, as far as healing people. Yes, it is like
That
rare,
we know of.
but there's definitely magic users out there that can do the exact things I do.
Have you mentioned you being an oracle before to us?
Yeah.
To me?
To the whole group.
Would any of you like tea? You started a fire now.
Yes, please.
Put a fill on. Okay.
Yeah, sure, I'll take some.
He
Sure.
pours.
Can I
Cups.
figure out
That's the leaf water,
can I figure out
right?
how unique his being is actually?
Was it what?
Can I figure out like how unique him being alive actually is?
Being alive.
An oracle.
Like
how rare an oracle
the
is.
combination of everything that.
Oh yeah. Why don't you roll society?
I just know what little I found at the assembly, and it wasn't much.
You have a +2 circumstance.
28.
Fuck the circumstance. I guess.
You know my last name. No one else does.
Okay, so
It's Dolores.
oracles are
Dolores.
oracles are a word that doesn't come up much in spellcasters because of, as you say, kind of how as he implies how incredibly rare they are. There are. You don't remember anyone specific. There have been many times in history where people have been believed to be oracles, but it's also one of those things where when enough time passes, it's kind of hard to tell. But in the deepest circles of magical understanding and learning, it is believed that there are types of oracles, specifically types of ocular curses. Well, not ocular in terms of like eyes, but like an oracle's curse. And only one of those curses can be present in a being in existence at a time. So this.
Did anyone know that beforehand?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Okay, just making sure.
So that in itself makes them probably the rarest form of people who can wield magic. Add on top of that he is an half elf. Elves themselves being incredibly secluded. So an elf willingly or just like mating with someone who is not an elf, having a child with someone who's not an elf, let alone an actual staying around. He was like his dad, who's an elf, was around. It's also incredibly rare.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Whatever. But I mean, yeah, Eamon is like, I think this came up the first time a little bit, but now it really clicks. If anyone in the Magin knew Eamon existed, they would probably divert every possible power that they could divert to get him. Other people might feel the same way, but the Magin specifically because like they're like he's basically a golden goose.
Cut
That's
back into
essentially what
me
he
being
is.
like, yeah, I mean,
I'm not that special.
yes, I'm
guys.
rare, but like everything I do can be replicated magically.
I'm not like
you're-
most girls.
You're fucked, buddy.
What?
You don't really know why, because like it is called a curse, even in like people who have wielded well. Why you don't know really why that is so sought after.
I currently
outside
have
it
the first
being
level
rarity.
of it.
Also don't
Like
really
there's
care
wind
that much
around
about
me.
Yeah,
that
for
part.
sure. I'm just adding clarity to like the information I've given you.
The if the Imagine don't know about you, and they find out about you, you're gonna have pretty much an entire country gunning for you. You are probably one of the most unique situations to ever exist.
One might say the main character.
Of course.
Me?
Nani?
Truly, this is
So-
the power of the Oracle.
How much do you actually know about being an oracle?
His curse level is amazing.
9,000. Not a whole lot. I mean, I study what I can at the assembly while we had some downtime in Kwoi. I know that the key difference is just sort of like where my magic is housed. From what I know, I kind of look to Seinu and just sort of like talk about how like a sort of what out of game. What's the tree called again? I'm sorry.
Email Jay.
Sort of what Imelje addressed in a way, I think was kind of strengthening where my magic is housed so that it doesn't leak out in quite the ways that have happened before in my past.
Yes.
But other than that, there's not a whole lot on them at all. I mean, I know it comes with a curse, as you see my hair kind of like whipping around a bit.
Yeah,
Like,
you are the only person on this planet that has that curse.
how do you know that?
I read.
Nerd.
Apparently there's a couple curses out there, not a lot, but yours is unique to you. Toss that in with you being a half elf
Oh, also another thing I didn't
and a
mention.
drow.
Yep, drows are easily like the most improbable to have.
Out of game, I did not know any of this when
Yep,
I picked Oracle. Didn't
yes.
know any of this when I picked
Yeah,
Drow.
you
I
picked
just
your
thought it
race
was
in
cool.
class, and then with the context of the world, I was like, oh, this is maybe the most rare individual in existence.
Yeah, you lost the genetic jackpot.
I mean,
Well, one might say
Yeah.
he won it.
No,
but
he lost it.
Eamon, your emotions affect your magic, right? Is that correct to assume?
you see my hands that are like still shaking, and I say, I mean, yeah, they're kind of one and the same, I suppose. As far as I'm getting better at it, I would
Maybe-
say, but
Maybe this thing did what it did to Kubo to affect you. Draw out that storm in you.
I haven't been. I mean, you see Eamon get like visibly flustered, and he's just like, I just
like
like
kind of see that and like
I'm not going to explode and
hand-
like kill a bunch of, but I mean, like, I'm not at risk of like, I don't know if there's anything I would just see that would make me
we
do that.
I
but-
believe that, and I believe that the steps you have taken over our travels together have further solidified that, but maybe this thing doesn't know that as well. I mean, it is, if it has been observing us, it has been from a distance, but maybe it thought that doing such a horrible deed would provoke you.
As you have already implied with why there is not one of Raiji, if it had been known of you before you came to us, it might not know that your vessel was fixed when you came.
I don't know enough about souls and all this to know like if they transfer soul, the oracle thing goes with them. I don't know as much about that, would I? Except that's starting to get more into the magic side, and
I mean, you don't know it off the bat for sure. That's probably like a religion check.
come on, go with no.
Okay.
You want some deer?
Yeah, I'll take some.
I've been carving it up this entire
I
time.
could
Yeah,
use
yeah.
some meat.
Are you a good cook? I guess I've had your food a bunch. Is Raiji a good cook?
I'm a survival cook.
Yeah, I think
I cook things efficiently.
Yeah.
I'm a lizard. It's perfect for me.
He
Renister?
probably
Or no,
doesn't take.
Phosphorus? You've probably. Are you an alchemist in the kitchen too?
I'm just staring at the raw
can I
meat,
use-
just like,
I mean, it's like I don't season it. I cook it so where it's not going to make you sick.
I like it a little raw.
Can I use crafting to cook?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it would be. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
there's cooking lore as well, which would be the more specialized thing. But
But
yeah,
this is more like baking.
It would
It's
be-
very precise.
it would be.
Oh, what's the spice? Oh, alchemist fire? Okay, that's
crafting would be what would be used for cooking
All right.
if you
I'll-
didn't have cooking.
I'll
lore.
take a shot.
Okay.
I never really cooked too much when I was younger. But
Yeah, I've just got a full cooked deer leg that I'm eating like a drumstick.
Can I have one of those?
That's 22.
I give you another one.
Like gnawing into it.
What was it? 22.
22 to craft.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a lot of materials to like make something decent. Luckily, Seinu's there, and he can basically make a plant. Herbs and spices are very easy things for him to just make sprout from the ground. So anything you would need, he would make it. So you can actually make a pretty decently seasoned.
Dude, the Ratatouille memes continue.
Yeah, he's just gonna get on top of
He hops
Raiji.
inside Eamon's hood. And Eamon just gets quiet and has some tea and a bite to eat.
Okay.
So why do you... So if I am the through thread, perhaps, or my condition is, why should I even go back to Kwoi?
I don't know that.
Why
Going anywhere
why endanger
else?
all those people?
I don't know that going anywhere else would change that fact. And
Well, it is also a speculation. No, you do not know for sure.
yes, I'm only piecing together. Granted, this is all just circumstantial evidence, but that just seems to be what my gut is telling me right now. But at the same
I
time,
could go back to the place I'm from. It's truly out in the middle of nowhere, the anarchic expanse. I mean,
you shouldn't have to subject yourself to something along those lines.
Kubo shouldn't have to die because of it either, but
It was not because of you. You didn't ask for this.
I know, but I feel like, I don't know.
They would still potentially come for you, and Tazetsuos knows what they would do if they get their hands on you.
You have no way of knowing if the reason Kubo was taken was because of you. And
No,
even
but
if it was, how could you have known?
And that just means you got to get stronger so it doesn't happen again.
Yes,
I've been trying, Raiji. I mean, no, I in all seriousness, I agree. I mean, I hope to master this thing, and I mean, it started out just wanting to be able to control myself, but if it means being able to kill those who seek to use it for ill and hurt those before they can hurt me, then I don't know what other choice I have. If they're going to keep coming for me, if that's going to be a thing where if they did find out.
If the Imagine knew about you, we would know about that by now.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to, it's only a matter of time then, right? If I continue to use my abilities.
You could absolutely hide things from an entire nation.
Is the Imagine a nation?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, we could always bring it.
To be fair,
crumbling
they are
down.
pretty far away from here. I don't know how much this means coming from an elf who spent his whole life in the same woods, but if I've learned anything, it's that the more you try to run from something, the harder it chases you down.
Plus, if there are other people with curses, who's to say these people coming after you would not go for them? It would just be
No, I would absolutely say they also have targets on their back.
then you running does not prevent them from being the next target. They are,
But you could.
I just mean being away from a large city center.
I am saying that we should find these people and bring them to justice before they continue on this path of collecting people with powers.
I was a
such as yours.
navigator on a boat. Like, I don't have...
And you've grown so much since then.
I'm a navigator on the boat that has better magic skills now, but like, I don't... What am I going to do with... Like, realistically, like, you were a town guard. I don't really know what you were in the past.
Good.
You were something. Something, I feel, devious. And
Again, I'm only 7.
you run around challenging things to fistfights, which has really been very useful. But I mean, realistically, what is that going to do
Eamon, you forget where I come from.
against something like this?
I have the resources that if something this is an abuse of power, quite to its very core, taking something that is power and abusing it. Even if you haven't fully unlocked its potential, even if you are trying to put it under wraps, if they are trying to get a hold of you, they are trying to abuse your powers against your will. This is something that would be Very important to the Order of Iker.
I do not know much about oracles. If they are as rare as you say they are, though, Fosters, I can't imagine it is easy to identify one without the many months of experience that these folks have with you knowing such a thing. I guess my point of being is if someone saw you slinging spells, I don't think immediately they would know what you are.
As my hair is whipping around from my curse, I just want to say, I mean, like, this isn't much, I know, especially in a place like this. I look around to the wind and the rain of a literal rainforest. But I'm not saying I want to run away and hide necessarily. I just mean, like, if whatever this is has a bead on me, has my blood, even if it's not a whole nation, even if it's one person, that person was capable of killing all of us in one swoop. And we are probably the best chance of defending anyone in Kwoi. And if this thing could show up and do that to us four, then I don't know. I just don't want that to happen inside Kwoi, is all I'm saying.
Could happen even if we do leave now. They might not know that you left. Ideally, we would not want them to know that we've left. So the next place they would look is Kwoi, and I don't want to know what would happen if they do that.
I'm okay with them knowing. I just don't want to be around people that are going to get hurt. I mean,
well, there's the possibility that by you not being there, there is no one to stop them.
I mean, there wasn't anyone to stop them a couple months ago either. Like, it's not like, I'm not a long-time defender of anything. None of us are, other than Uranusir, I suppose. But this isn't something that, I mean, I don't know. It's just a thought.
Even if I
we
am
can talk
just-
about it more when I'm not so...
This is true. We've had a long day. I don't expect you to start running with, well, ideally not sword in hand, but running back to the city.
Trying to say.
Well, he wielded a mace, no?
Yeah, I don't expect you to start running back in defense right after a very long day. So I think we should rest up and give our minds some respite.
Yes, hopefully a night's sleep will bring some clarity.
Raiji, you want to take watch together?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't sleep, so I'll just be
So
here.
you can watch all times, okay?
Yes, if the four of you would not like to take watch, and you feel comfortable with me.
Oh God,
Watching?
I need sleep.
Fair enough. I'll roll over and go to bed.
So do you guys still want to take a watch?
Once Renister and Phosphorus go to bed, I would just say, you want to take a walk for just a few minutes, see the perimeter?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, you're walking by your dad as a kid and like he feels like he's walking normal speed, but you kind of have to jog next to him.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like
visual.
that uncomfortable place between a walk and a jog, like not fast enough to jog, not slow enough to be. I'm just like trying
Yeah,
to
and
keep up with
Raiji's
it.
in this uncomfortable place of having to walk slow.
He's like, duh, you're so slow. What do you mentioned earlier about just getting strong so things don't happen again, and that seems to be a philosophy that you live by. What happens when you meet something that you can't beat, something that is impossibly stronger than you? Has that ever happened to you? I can't imagine it has, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, I fought a couple things on my way here that weren't going to kill me, but they were impossible for me to touch. I mean, I fought a dragon for 3 days, so.
what if you
That's-
knew it was going to kill you if you fought it again? Would
I
you
mean-
wait or would you go?
If I knew it was going to kill me,
You knew it has the intentions where it's not a friendly sparring match or it's not for the sake of training. Would you go face this thing again, knowing well what it can do to you?
well, it depends on why I would need to face it again.
I'm saying this because I don't know. Maybe you didn't feel the same. Do you remember how helpless it felt when the hooded figure came into our camp?
Yep. And he let us live.
And he let us live for some reason. I don't know why, but if let's say it's not even because I'm an oracle and I have this curse that's so rare. Let's just say that it's because, I don't know, evil for the sake of evil. What's the use of going towards something like that when you're not yet ready to face it? Not that I would never be, and especially now that I know this is as rare, my curse is as rare as it is, I feel the beginnings of a desire to make it more powerful. So far, I've been suppressing it a bit, and even when I do use it, I'm mostly using it for the sake of having it not build up like it has in the past of me going without using magic, but maybe I've been approaching it wrong.
If you think
the approach should be to take it to the maximum level possible and just see what the limits really are so that I don't have to run, and that I don't have to face things that are so immeasurably more powerful than we are.
I never want to never meet a creature that's impossibly powerful compared to me.
What do you mean?
The day that I can fight anyone and beat them with ease is the day I lose my purpose. But
I don't know. I just think I'm just so scared of this thing that I haven't been maybe using it how it's meant to be used. I don't think there's a reason for everything necessarily. Maybe this is just terrible roll the dice that I ended up with this. But if you were gifted with this power that I have, how would you use it? What would you do with it? Would you try to hide it if you saw it hurt people you cared about? Or would you essentially use it like you use your swords there?
I mean, I would train it so it didn't hurt people again. And do you want to feel like you did when we fought him the first time? Do you want to feel like you did when you saw the puppet?
No. No, I don't.
Do you think if you faced him again, then you would feel that way?
Right now, yes.
Then you will. So get to the point where you don't feel that way.
Okay. I suppose that is the only thing left to do.
It's not the only thing left to do. You can do whatever you want.
Well, it's either that or run and cower. And that's... I've learned to be even more miserable. Safer, but no way to live.
Look, you're right. I'm not strong enough to do anything right now. I mean, you said, what would we do, the four of us, against a nation? I mean, nothing. But is that I can't stop trying to get better.
Who taught you to be this way?
A children's book.
I mean, just like, you said, what? A children's book?
Yeah, and I told you about the book that I read.
I heard about it, but I thought that was more of like on the way, on your path, you found this book that was really inspiring and took some inspiration from it. But is that...
Yeah, when I was in the orphanage, I found that. And it's just the idea of somebody like me with the powers of 4 genies that just kept fighting and kept winning.
And you have no clue how that power is within you.
No, I really don't know how it works at all right now. I just like stance up and kind of like flare up a little bit. I know I can do that, but I think there's a lot more in there. I have no idea what it is. I just focused on what I did know. There's not a lot of, well, at least the people I hung out with, there's not a lot of people that would tell me or know what I am. So.
Well, I look and just see like the glow of the fire off in the distance. Say, we better get heading back, but thank you. I felt like you were the person I could go to with this that might be able to give me a straight answer. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to get stronger so you can feel more comfortable too, you know?
Yeah, we'll do it together. And I begin walking back to camp, at which I will not continue to stand watch.
Yeah, for sure. You guys get back to camp. You all go to sleep, get a full night's rest. Everything's full. Sandu's to you is incredibly reinvigorating. Even if you wouldn't be at full or get everything back, you get everything back. And he says to a bit south of Kwoi.
Yeesh.
Yep.
Yeah, as close as you can get us would be great.
He walks to the nearest kipu tree, and he...
I walk into the tree before he doesn't.
I have to... Yes, wait.
Oh,
one
okay.
moment.
Like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Tree 9 3/4. A small brown
Yeah.
paper bag.
He taps sigils on his hand, run up his staff and onto the tree, and they make that arch. One pathway you guys go through. As soon as you go through, there's just a light in front of you, and as you walk into it, you are in a part of the woods, part of the Equarian forest.
Vomit.
Okay, you throw it.
Oh, that was a bad one.
Mom
There's
spaghetti.
pieces of venison in there. You okay?
I'm good.
That's a full deer, dude.
He just blows up a deer. Yeah.
We can use that.
I binge and
runs
purge.
away.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you
Bambi.
are-
It was pregnant.
About 100 feet to the left of the road that runs south of Kwoi. And like you said, you're probably about an hour from the city.
Oh, an hour for them, maybe.
I guess we're in a rainforest, so we probably can't see the city from far away.
Oh, no, definitely not.
yeah.
You can.
Why don't someone roll a D12, though, to see what the weather's like?
Sure. 8.
Why don't someone that isn't...
I was going to say, I
phosphorus
feel like Aaron
roll.
rolls that every time.
No,
That's because I keep
I
saying
was joking.
sure.
I was joking. We can use it. It is a normal rain.
I rolled a 9, though.
Okay, cool. It's a normal rain. Everyone takes a -1, except for... Renisteer takes a -2, and you don't take any. And then...
Say his name.
Amen.
Say my name.
Say my name.
Dipshit.
And then everyone,
You're
anything
goddamn
further than 50
right.
feet away is considered concealed to everyone except
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I'm going to keep that in
Amen.
because it comes right after this deep conversation of like, God, I hate being special. Then you're like, say my fucking name.
To be fair,
actually,
I don't know if that's an Oracle thing or not.
the like being turned on by
Might
people
just-
saying your name.
No, confirmed Oracle thing.
That's kind of a family thing.
So what is how you guys moving? Just
Quickly,
heading
I
towards
assume?
Koi?
we should move fast, right? Not
Yeah.
not like Raji fast, but like fast.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll slow down for you guys.
So that means you can actually seek while we go, so we don't run into a trap.
Ooh. Yeah.
Technically, he doesn't have twice your movement, but I'll
Yeah. I mean, I could stance and then do it, but I don't think I could stance and seek.
Yeah, technically not. But yeah, I'll allow it. Why don't you seek? Roll perception.
Okay.
You're just following the road north to Koi?
Jesus, dude, that is a
light
lot of these
jog.
today. That one.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, just like nothing happened.
Every so often, Raiji just begins to veer left on accident.
No,
You
the
gotta,
road,
like,
the road.
Oh, sorry, saw a deer.
You're already hungry again.
Yeah.
So it's morning, and as you walk, eventually the graveyard plots come into view. The city gates, a little further past them, you don't quite see any guards at the gates yet, or anything. The gates are shut. Normally they're open at this time, and you do notice. You're still probably a good. I want all of your perception actually now.
I have a -2.
Nothing came up on your way there. Yeah, everyone's got -1 except Amen.
18.
13.
19.
20.
We're back to this.
We're back to this.
It doesn't matter what I see. I don't see shit.
I don't know. I've rolled like 4 nat 1s already.
Uh,
So.
Phosphorus and Amen,
No.
you see a humanoid figure on the closest plot to you, graveyard plot, the one to the left of the road that you're on, so the west of the road. You just see humanoid figure because it's far enough away to be concealed from you. You see Kuhara tending to the graves.
Kuhara is the church lady, right?
She is the head priestess.
Okay. So I thought.
She's sitting in the graves, on that.
That's a good sign. She seems normal. Like she's not in panic
south,
mode.
southern, south.
She's
There's 6
wearing a
plots.
hood.
Most southern west. Well, she actually probably does have something on her head.
It's him. Bludgeon her
just
to
because
death.
it's raining.
Anybody with hoods,
Dude,
we
that's
just
actually
kill.
hilarious. Yeah. A little kid runs up with a hood, and you're like, "You fool! Don't take it."
Get him.
It was Kubo.
But yeah.
Oh no!
You're still a good 100 feet
Aemon
away.
blows up the city.
You guys just approaching openly.
Fair.
I mean, you don't. I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just kind of jog up to her, I suppose.
Yeah, you get about 30, 40 feet away, and she looks up and sees all of you, and you expect a look of, like, excitement, but there's a look of dread that comes across her face, and she puts her hands up, and she goes, "Hello?"
And I stop. I'm like, Kuhara, right?
"Yeah."
Is everything okay? What's going on?
"Hey, Renister, can I see your hands?"
What's the problem?
She sees the ring on it. She goes, "Oh, thank God."
You worried?
Don't, shh. Don't come towards the city. Go into the woods.
Oh no,
I will explain.
Okay.
we're going to the
And
woods
she-
right now.
It's Robo Aemon! She begins to walk around.
Aemon
with
shutter
you guys.
steps and jukes her out, goes towards the city.
You can't tell me what to do. You're just holding a football out of nowhere.
You guys didn't know that Aemon was a kick-ass
But yeah,
basketball
she
player back in
walks into the woods with you guys, and she kind of like gathers you.
What is
She's
happening?
breathing a little heavy, but just out of like a slight panic more than anything else.
She's
I
really
draw
out of
my
shape.
swords.
So,
A lot of copies of us.
what?
A lot of copies of us.
No.
Oh damn it!
Aemon came back about a couple nights ago now. He said the rest of you died. Yeah, they had a service. Sad for a bit. I offhand, maybe a little selfishly, asked if he knew what happened to the ring. He didn't know what I was talking about. Made me a bit nervous. He would know that. So I assumed either something was off, something had gone wrong, or he wasn't you. I don't really know how a lot of that works. I mentioned it to Tajima. She said she looked into things. Her and some of the other scouts left to follow the trail that you guys had taken, or at least in that direction whenever you left yesterday morning. She's not as off about the times. It's the DM that's like trying to remember the days of things. She's not like, oh yeah, so they laughed.
Wait, why did she believe that was him?
He can do magic? Very similar to yours, or it seems like yours, Aemon. He also knew a decent amount of things that made sense. Also, when a guy comes back distraught because his 3 closest friends died, I think it's a little easier to be like, that doesn't seem great. If
Not grilling him with questions.
I assume he was acting. He's an incredible actor.
Where is he now?
What is he done anything?
In the city somewhere. Nothing has happened, but if you would follow me a ways, I worry that with how long he's been here, his validity. Damn it!
Validity.
Validity. Jesus Christ! Thank you so
You're
much.
flustered, I understand.
Might supersede yours in this scenario. I don't know how you would like to proceed.
Maybe
I don't think
So-
it would supersede because we're
Tajima's
here.
not here.
Well, we just have to open them up.
He did. He gave a. From what I heard from Tajima when I told her about my suspicions, he warned that he was attacked by replicas of all 4 of you. So, I assume now, seeing the 4 of you, it was to imply that when you 4 showed up that you were the replicas, I guess.
Phosphorus.
Yes,
There were our copies,
I know.
so he might not be put off if it's just you and me.
I have a.
No.
I
You would have to know they
you can't
stayed
pull
back.
that off.
No, I don't think we
They also
could.
didn't have your clothing.
He also did tell.
Or hair.
That is true.
All I
He
know-
also did
That's a
say that we
great
died.
point. Yeah.
Like he would know he told everyone that we died. So he would just go on assuming that we were the copies.
You can see the gates begin to open, and she goes, "All I know is the guards have been informed to attack the four of you if you return, so we should get more out of sight if possible."
Yeah. As we're sort of like moving out of the way.
You said Tajima went out, though, correct?
Yes, to look. He said they never made it to wherever that thing was.
What did he
taking you.
say? What did he say happened to us?
You died.
Yeah, but what did he say happened?
I don't know the exact details. I was not there when he briefed me. He talked to Tajima and Econ. He didn't come to the church.
Is Econ still
What
in the
if
city?
what if we
Yes.
faked bloodied ourselves and said
I assume
one of
while
us
you're doing this,
survived?
you're getting at
Yeah.
guards
Yes.
have come out.
Yeah.
What, if we came back with Tajima,
We can roll
it'd be
stealth or
pretty
something.
hard to...
But
Yeah,
we also don't want to leave.
She's just heading
inside the
further
city.
into the woods to the west. Well, she wouldn't lead. Were you guys moving away from the gate?
Yeah, just I mean, if they're coming right now, I wouldn't think about it too hard. Just get away.
Yeah.
Are we by that?
You're still a decent ways away from the gate. She just means if they like patrolled the plot of the graveyard that she came from, they would
How
easily
far away
see all
is
of
the
you.
treehouse?
It's like 30 minutes.
There?
You want to go? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That's a perfect spot.
It can fit one of
So-
us.
What's at least? It's also, I guess, like a recognizable spot that you can like
Yeah.
point to
Yeah.
if you guys
Yeah.
split
Okay.
up or something. Yeah.
So I'd also
On the way back, I want to say, Phosphorus, can you sneak in the city at night?
I can sneak in the city during the day.
Clip that shit.
I would like to remind you.
I have a potion that can change what I look like.
That's true. That's true.
About the rest of us.
potions.
Oh no, I can get. I mean, I could blow a hole in the wall.
No, it's okay.
I could go confront this Aemon and melt him.
You guys walk for a ways.
Yeah,
We fly in on our new hang gliders.
You get about
we could get in the city by that way.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Night mission, night mission, night
you
mission.
get about 15 minutes into the forest. Renistir.
Oh.
You spent the most time with Hukara
Oh.
out of everybody. Kuhara. I do that so much. In my notes too, I even fuck it up. It's Kuhara, right?
Yeah.
Kuhara.
Second guessing myself. Kuhara had the faintest of limps. Super faint. Ever so slightly she favors her left leg, but it's one of those things that you only ever notice it when she's moving awkwardly or in like an awkward situation or something, such as moving through heavy jungle undergrowth. You notice no limp, no just ever so slight favoring of that leg.
Well, all right.
None of us notice this at all. So,
Nope.
so it's just this is great.
Yep.
So, Kuhara, when did your leg get better? Your leg.
Yes.
Limp seems to be gone.
I never had a lump. Why don't we roll for initiative? So Phosphorus, I mean, she's right in front of you. There's a clear shift in her movement to a defensive stance.
I would say because of how Renistir like started acting, that was like an immediate shift that something's up. I would pull out a Tanglefoot bag and throw it at her.
Okay.
That would be a 20 to hit.
That hits?
Is that
Unnatural, I assume?
is that a crit?
No.
Damn it.
That would mean her AC would have to
10
be 10.
AC? Jesus.
To be fair, you have fought things where an 18's a crit, but they were resist.
So when it hits a creature, 10-foot bag, the creature makes a status penalty to its speed for 1 minute, and that status penalty is 10 feet, or 15 feet.
Okay.
In order to escape it, it needs to make a DC 19 check.
Okay.
Or last
We're taking
one
the
minute.
escape action, I assume? Okay, wonderful.
And then I will stride back.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause I don't want to be anywhere near her.
Yep.
And then I'm going to pull out a Dread Ample Bomb.
Okay.
I'm going to throw it.
Okay.
16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Anyway, 4 psychic damage. Or
Mental?
mental damage, yeah.
Yeah. You see, as you've seen before, this bomb hit, and it appears to do nothing in terms of damage.
No shit.
Guys, I think this is an android.
Well, that was poison before.
Yeah, there was poison before you.
Mental damage did no damage.
Oh.
That's all I do.
Who's I almost said who's next.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, it's not me.
Hukara goes next. Immediately. Dude,
Jesus.
What the fuck, dude? Kuhara goes
She doesn't
next.
know her name.
A bit of the facade drops a bit, and I was hoping to get you a little further away, and she moves her
Slowly.
hands across her body, and black energy pulls in front of her. And I would like everyone to make a. You don't have to, Register.
Weird.
Fortitude save.
Unnatural 20 for Eamon.
Okay.
23. My kind, move out.
Okay, yeah. It's a 25.
So all of you already have 11 negative damage, but you take 8 because you have resistance 3 to negative damage. Amen. As that pulse of negative energy pulses out of her.
Rude.
Then it is Reggie's turn.
My towing, is she close enough to hit? Or do I have to stride?
You'd probably have to stride. At least like step. She's not like right in front of you.
Well, that's a bitch move.
You also have no swords drawn.
I know that. I do stance
Okay, yeah. You do that?
first, and then I just step to her.
Okay.
And Kwoi. Yeah, Kwoi of woes with the flashing spark attack.
That wet pie wet wobbit.
20 and where are you, flashing spark?
Where are you, flashing spark?
And 19. 20 and 19.
Those will hit.
Yay! I did damage.
Is there a thing I have to roll when you hit with those?
There will be, because I will use a stunning strike.
Yeah, well, I don't think you have to choose to use it. It just happens.
I think I have to choose just because of, like, I can only do it once a turn.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So I can't do that like
well,
3
you can only
times.
flurry of blows once a turn.
Oh, that's
So,
true.
If you hit with
I
them,
forgot it
just
was
happens.
flurry of blows. I thought it was just
Yeah.
the unarmed strikes.
No,
But,
that's flurry of blows.
so yeah.
Fortitude save.
Yeah, I think so. Fortitude save, my DC.
I got into the 20s. I think that's a pass.
No, my DC is 28.
Oh, yeah, I guess critical success matters in this too.
It is a 16. Is my DC.
23 is what I got. Is there anything on a success happen?
No, nothing happens. I
Okay,
don't think.
gotcha.
17 damage.
Okay. Is that for both?
Yeah, combined. I rolled not so great on my dice.
Okay. And that's your turn?
That is my turn.
I am so sorry. Eamon goes before you?
Yeah, I was
You got a
going to
7?
say something, but
I just didn't change it. And so.
Eamon got a 20.
Yep. So, Eamon, you go now. And I'll fix that next round. My
I'm going to
apologies.
use my hero card and cast heightened heat metal at her body.
Damn. Bro.
Please make a reflex save.
But she can drop her body for an advantage.
I just didn't do this in the first guy because I didn't know it was an android.
Yep. Weirdly enough, if you target her body, she is unaffected.
Why?
There's no metal in her body.
Okay.
But you still do that because you wouldn't know that.
I mean, I don't know how that... It says I have to target something made of metal. So if there's no metal, I can't target it. If I can't target it, the spell doesn't
work. You go
work.
to do it, it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't lose the spell. Or
You
the
just like
action to
can't
the
lock
card.
on to something.
I go, guys,
Yeah.
she's not made of metal. And then I cast heightened cutting wind at her. If she could make a whatever save works
if you
for that.
don't want to hit Raiji, you'd have to move. Because Raiji's right in front of her. And they're both in front of you, and it's a cone.
Okay, I will move and then do it.
Okay. So you want to stride
Just over.
to the right or the left? I guess it doesn't really matter too much.
Either right, I guess.
Okay, yeah. And then 2 action, heightened cutting wind.
There was a trap on the right.
15.
So failure,
Yup. And so it's 8d6 is
8.
what you're rolling.
8d6.
I don't know why. I feel like you never get failures on those.
Almost
So,
never.
Do we see him try to cast a spell and then change what he was doing?
You see the air like
No, but
shimmer in front of my
did
hand, and I
literally say he's not made of metal.
I say she's not made of metal.
Yeah.
Then
I probably
run
felt
over.
that. I kicked her.
And then just to describe the
Yeah.
spell again, because I didn't do a good job last time. I sort of move my hands through the air, and these large, almost like blades of wind begin flying towards her and just cutting in different areas.
This also does an additional, 4 lightning damage because it's a 4th level spell.
You have no idea how jealous Raiji is of you.
You have no idea how much Phosphorus just doesn't care.
Raiji just wants to get strong enough to where when he swings his swords, they just do that.
Yeah. You can only be at full health when you do it.
Such an anime thing.
Yeah. It is.
Takes 28 slashing damage. Is it just an extra 4 electric?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. An extra 4 electric damage. It's 32 total.
And she's dead.
As these electric currents go through these large blades of wind that begin flying towards her. And it looks like Eamon's yelling, but the scream of the wind, you can't quite hear it.
Yeah. His mouth opens, it just like whoosh, 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 whoosh. Renastia.
So I don't even know. How far away am I from her?
You are probably the closest.
Okay.
Because you normally travel with you in front.
You were
That's
talking
what
to
I
her.
thought. So I'm just like right next to her.
Yeah.
Okay. I will raise my shield, draw my hammer, and swing once.
Okay.
Hey, I'm hitting, I think. Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
Don't
That
give me
is.
that little coy look.
Oh, no.
That's the name of the town.
It's a quit failure.
Let's see.
Maybe we shouldn't kill her. It might actually be her.
Without a limp?
I mean, she's not made of metal. Maybe she's taken over by something that can...
That fixes her leg adjustment?
If we can put souls into puppets, we can fix limps.
I mean,
It's
we
true.
can't do that.
An odd thing.
I can.
I'm just saying, we're very much assuming that it's still her. or assuming that it's not her.
Pull up my hood.
9,
Coming from a cursed man.
14 bludgeoning, 1 electricity. As per usual.
Okay. Back up at the top. Phosphorus.
Anything happening to her yet? Physically? She looks fine.
Not bloodied.
She's not bloodied yet? What the
Oh
fuck?
my god, she is strong.
So strong.
I'm going to throw 3 Alchemist Fire at her.
She's probably resistant to
Okay.
everything we've done so far.
If she's resistant to slashing, I am screwed.
Okay, 1 hits. That's 24.
Yep.
So 8 fire damage from these 2. And then 13 fire damage from the one I hit. And she is set ablaze.
As her clothes begin to burn, is there anything underneath that looks like non-human?
Yeah, so it doesn't look like it's just flesh and blood underneath, and she's now bloodied now, so the burns cover her, and she begins to bleed out of them. But yeah, she's on fire.
This might
so-
be her for real.
Is there a way,
Okay.
since I've been around Kuhara a lot on my turn, to take an action to assess if this is actually her in any way? All I noticed was a limp, I
how
guess.
would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, what would you look at specifically?
I know you're
to
in
give you- to know that was the case.
Can I
Because she
roll-
looks flesh and blood, and she looks exactly like Kuhara, but she doesn't have her limp. So it's like, what could you further gain from just looking at her better?
Vibe check?
She seems hostile.
Yeah, I mean, I would allow a vibe check, yeah, for sure.
She also
For
tried
action.
to kill us.
I guess, I don't know, if someone's
But,
under
like,
control,
curses
could I
can
even
take
just
over
like
things.
view her face to see if there's something like
Yeah,
trying to fight against that?
One of the things in Insight
Yeah.
is when you make those checks.
Okay, so that'd be an action on my turn. I'm
yeah,
assuming.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you
Can I
got
roll
five- so you got
acrobatics
five
to do
check.
that?
No. You motherfucker.
Can I jump over and tell if she's real or not?
She spends an action attempting to put out the fire.
Is that a manipulate action?
I will. That's a really good question.
I don't know. It just has the same vibe of like standing up. You know, just kind of recovering.
Well, that's because that's a move action.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because it has the manipulate trait.
Yes, but standing up has the move trait, not a manipulate.
Would it be an interact action? Because that's manipulate.
I don't know what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's a specific thing
A put out fire action.
that you can do when you put out persistent damage. I am going to say no, because there's nothing in it that specifies that.
Word.
It's just like
I
you
just
can just attempt
I
it.
have the attack of opportunity, so
add
like
it more.
every new action, I'm like,
Yeah,
can I do that? So I'm might as well.
But yeah, it shows kind of a really shitty thing to get it on because it's technically a flat check.
Oh, she got a nat 20?
Yeah. So she's not on fire, but it's like.
Whoop. Oh, that
What's
was
that
the
get?
beginning of her turn, though. She takes 2 fire damage.
So, and then she. This is a manipulate action.
Okay, word.
So you can make your attack.
She starts gaslighting you.
Dude.
I don't know. Can you opportunity attack there?
Jesus.
You're crazy.
19.
It hits.
Cool. 11 damage.
She again weaves signs with her hands, and all you see is Renistir's eyes cloud for a moment. I need you to make a will saving throw.
I'm going to use Divine Grace.
Go for it. So additional +2.
But the real question is, who's a will?
What the fuck?
19? God damn it. It's a 12 on the die.
It's a failure. You take 51.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Mental damage.
Still up though, right?
You are
Bloodied.
stupefied 1. As you see your vision clouds and you see you committing acts directly against what your faith stands for. This is a spell called Crisis of Faith.
What is stupefying?
And it, stupefied.
It'll make it harder
Take
to
a
cast
status
spells.
penalty equal to the value to checks and DCs based on intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, including will saves, spell attack rolls, and DCs, and appropriate skill checks. If you cast a spell, it's disrupted unless you succeed at a flat DC 5 plus its value check.
Okay.
So that happens. It's the end of her turn.
Great.
Are you bloodied?
Okay. Yeah.
And then it is Eamon's turn.
Ow.
Jeez. Are you like barely standing right now?
Not far off. Although you can't really use a spell on me right now. I use
True.
my reaction.
And I've already it's
kill
a
him.
new day. I can use
It's a new dawn.
I can treat your wounds.
This is correct.
He is far away from me though.
I'm sorry, just to make sure I did that math right. That was 51 or 50. Okay.
I will cast deafness 2nd level at her.
Okay.
So she
So-
will make it just a
so good.
fortitude save. As the air sort of shimmers between us two. And she's pretty good at fortitude saves. There's a bit of a roll of the dice. We'll see.
17.
Okay, so just a success.
Yes.
She is deafened for 1 round.
Okay. Last action. I think that's 2 actions.
Yes, that is 2 actions.
Okay.
I will. My 1st level curse starts, and I use Vision of Weakness on her.
Okay.
Flash of Divine Insight into its nature. Creature has any weaknesses, I learn them, as well as which of its 3 saving throws modifiers is the lowest. I also learn Inherent Understanding of its movements, gain a +2 status bonus to my next attack roll or skill check made as a part of an attack action against the foe before the end of my turn. So it's best played at the beginning of my turn, but whatever. I did it wrong.
It was a
so.
save, a check anyway, so it didn't matter. No weaknesses. Fortitude is the lowest save.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Um,
Still right in front of you.
Yeah, I'm going to flurry of blows.
Okay.
19 and 22.
It's 2 hits. How are you attacking? With what are you attacking with?
It's my flashing spark kick
Okay.
or attack. 20 damage.
She drops.
Unconscious?
Yep.
Beautiful.
You did just enough.
Pah!
I hate when that happens.
Do you?
Well, yeah, when you're like, for some reason it feels worse when you hit it dead on instead of like exceeding.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so you
she
kick her
collapses.
across the neck or whatever, and she just drops into a heap.
I immediately run over and battle medicine Renistir.
I'm going to tie her up.
Okay, you take a rope.
Yep. I like to tie her up and blindfold her and make sure she can't move her hands.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Tie each individual finger.
How much do I get from treat wounds again? 4d8 plus 10?
Yep.
It's like mental damage, so I don't know. Can I treat that kind of damage with
Yeah. Yep.
Do you
Okay.
have a psychology degree?
your
What's your psychologist?
well, again, your ears are bleeding, your nose is bleeding, so I'm just like stuffing gauze in your ears and nose.
thanks,
The
buddy.
key is to stop the bleeding.
half of my face is just like.
Let me know if you need some of my elixirs so we can save your spells.
My spells don't work on him.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, with the reaction, yeah. No, sure,
Yeah, I just couldn't before because I didn't have a reaction.
in your treat. I mean, oh yeah, you have battlementness, you can treat them quicker than.
That's 24.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm sure you could still use an elixir, right? Renisteria, are you still bloodied?
Not bloodied,
What
but
are you
not
doing,
great.
Reggie?
Barely
I'm
above it.
I'm
gonna
gonna hand you 2 elixirs.
take a sweep the perimeter.
Okay. Perception roll for me.
Still that -1, so
Yep.
it is 24.
24. You, as you kind of do, how far away do you go? Not at eyesight, probably.
I mean, yeah, probably just a little bit out of eyesight.
Okay. So like a good 60, 70 feet out?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you are sweeping, you notice a path directly leading kind of from where you guys, fucking hate you, from the battle that just took place, kind of towards Kwoi.
Do they look fresh?
Oh yeah, for
Tracks.
sure. It looks like incredibly well hidden. Like whatever moved unbelievably stealthily. You just barely caught it. Like there's just disturbed undergrowth and a consistency that implies something of roughly medium-sized move through here.
Okay, I'm gonna follow it back just a little bit. I say I there was something watching us, and it went towards Kwoi.
As you follow it back, it goes like up to the battle, and as you kind of get back, Kuhara disappears.
Like, what does it look like when she disappears? Just like a bloop?
She just
She's
like
gone?
shimmers out of existence. And so our party has made it back to Kwoi in one piece, but news of a second Aemon has everyone worried. What has the second Aemon been up to in Kwoi? What is going on with Kuhara? Is that even Kuhara at all? All of this and more, next time on Dying 5. If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you listen on. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if anyone in your life just can't get enough tabletop RPG action, send them our way. If tabletops have taught me anything, it's that good stories become great ones when you have some folks to share them with. And as always, thanks for listening.